daycare owner, pleads guilty on preying on a minor. Yep, that's you. You did it. Been adjudicated. You did this. You don't get any credit either. Pleading guilty, you did this. 34-year-old Silfredo Castillo Martinez, a New York daycare operator, pleaded guilty last Thursday to sexually abusing an 11-year-old boy in his care. Department of Justice said in a press statement, Castillo Martinez possessed almost 10,000 images of child sexual abuse material. You are looking at evil, the face of evil. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams of the Southern District of New York said, quote, Silfredo Castillo Martinez exploited the trust placed in him as a daycare provider by sexually abusing one of the minor children under his care and by forcing that child to perform sex acts on him.
Oh, God.
Castillo Martinez had nearly 10,000 images depicting child porn in his possession, all the while caring for children on a daily basis. Castillo Martinez's conduct is reprehensible. He now faces more than a decade in prison for his crimes. Why so little?
That's right.
You have destroyed, dismantled a life that should have at least had more years of trust and innocence. Why so little? Nearly a decade. We're still not valuing children enough, but it is what it is.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
It is what it is. According to court documents, Google gave the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children a tip on April 25th, 2022, that a user had uploaded what appeared to be child sexual abuse material. Authorities used the Google account to track down the defendant at his home on Decatur Avenue in New York City, the borough of the Bronx. And there he ran a daycare licensed to care for children aged 6 weeks to 12 years old. Law and Crime with the details. When investigators executed a search warrant at his home, they seized electronic devices that contained about 9,800 images of child sexual abuse material, in addition to images and video depicting the 11-year-old's abuse. Investigators determined that the abuse happened in Castillo Martinez's bedroom.
My God.
Can you imagine being dropped off to this place? Can you imagine? In speaking to authorities post Miranda, the defendant admitted uploading the abuse material to his Google Drive account. Documents stated Castillo Martinez faces a minimum of 15 years in prison, a maximum of 30 in his sentencing to take place June 25th. I am horrified as a single mother. I, for a very long time, wouldn't let anyone other than my mother and father watch my gift, my child. That's not always available or practical for people. And I feel for parents who perhaps notice a change in behavior, busy, earning meager wages, trying to keep it together, trying to give their kids a better life, taken advantage of too, and guilt-ridden now over something that they didn't know about, perhaps didn't even suspect. I don't know how to make sense of this, Senator, but I want to splash this filthy person's picture everywhere. And I don't know what to do about moms, dads, just trying to keep their kids safe. I don't know what to do about this.
Yeah, this is a heavy segment for us, and good on Google for following that pattern. Sometimes social media companies can do some good, and they followed this pattern and they turned it in. You know, Sherry's reminded me of a show, I forget what network, but it was called To Catch a Predator.
NBC for years.
Yeah, and there are people who do this kind of work on a regular basis where they're in these back rooms pretending to be minors to catch people who do this kind of stuff. And it was people from all walks of life. I mean, all walks of life that they caught. But back to this 11-year-old boy whose innocence is forever gone because of this man. Now, this is different than the first story we did in this particular segment because this man has pleaded guilty to it. And I think the time that is being proposed, 15, 30 years, is not long enough. I mean, there are studies out there that show that people who have this kind of proclivity, pedophilia, cannot be cured. You know, so we need to do some things, especially when it is unequivocal that the person did this. This man is certainly a pedophile. He has defiled this little boy, no telling how many other children he's done the same to. And this is incredibly heavy.
It's so heavy. And you said two important things I want to touch on there. These kinds of predators are everywhere. Don't look for a certain type, folks,
That's right.
because they can be your neighbor. They can live upstairs or title.
Or title.
These folks are everywhere. And the other thing you said about this 11-year-old triggered me to think, not the only one.
Not the only
If you've
one.
come in contact with this person, hold your child and see if, God forbid, anything went down. This can't, the senator's right. This is what they do. It's something they either choose or can't control, but this is what they do. It's beyond a habit, not the only one.